The marketplace of Zafar was always bustling. Merchants shouted over one another, selling silk, spices, and gold. Among them was Jabir, the wealthiest merchant in the city. His shop stood tall in the heart of the market, filled with the finest treasures. But despite his riches, Jabir was known for his stingy heart. He never gave a single coin to the poor, nor did he share a scrap of food with the hungry. One afternoon, as the golden sun blazed overhead, a frail old beggar appeared at the steps of Jabir's shop. His robe was tattered, his hands trembled with weakness, and his eyes carried the weight of suffering. "Please, kind sir," the beggar said, his voice barely above a whisper. "A small piece of bread or a few coins. I have not eaten in days." Jabir scowled. He despised beggars, seeing them as lazy and unworthy. "Go away. I don't give handouts," he snapped. "If you want food, work for it." The beggar smiled gently, despite the insult. "What if I told you that giving freely brings greater riches than hoarding gold?" Jabir laughed. "Nonsense. Riches come from hard work, not foolish charity. Now leave before I call the gods." The beggar sighed, bowed his head, and walked away. But before he disappeared into the crowd, he dropped a small round stone on Jabir's doorstep. It looked ordinary, but as it landed, it gleamed strangely under the sunlight. The merchant's sudden fortune. That night, as Jabir counted his gold, he noticed the strange stone sitting by the entrance. With a shrug, he picked it up and tossed it into a wooden chest where he stored his valuables. The next morning, something peculiar happened. A customer entered Jabir's shop and asked for a rare silk fabric. Jabir had sold the last roll weeks ago, yet when he checked his storeroom, there it was. A fresh roll of the finest silk, glistening like the morning dew. "Strange," Jabir muttered, but dismissed the thought. Then another customer came, requesting spices from distant lands. Jabir knew he had none left, yet upon searching, he found his shelves overflowing with the most exotic spices, as if they had magically appeared overnight. Throughout the day, customers swarmed his shop, buying wares that should have been sold out. Every time Jabir checked his storage, more goods appeared, as if his inventory never ran dry. By sunset, Jabir had made more money in one day than he did in a whole month. "Fortune smiles upon me," he laughed, patting his overflowing coin pouch. But deep inside, a tiny seed of suspicion grew. How was this happening? The greedy merchant's hunger. The next day, the magic continued. The more Jabir sold, the more goods appeared. His shop became the most popular in the market, and his wealth doubled, then tripled. Gold piled up in every corner of his house. Yet something was not right. One evening, as he sat for dinner, he lifted a piece of roasted lamb to his mouth, but stopped. The aroma was mouth-watering, but when he took a bite, it turned to dust on his tongue. Confused, he grabbed a fresh loaf of bread, but as he chewed, it crumbled into bitter ashes. He gulped wine, but it tasted like vinegar. Jabir leaped to his feet. "What is this? Has someone cursed me?" No matter what he ate, everything turned to dust. His stomach roared with hunger, yet he could not satisfy it. A desperate search days passed, and his torment worsened. His body weakened, his wealth grew, but his hunger never faded. He tried the finest chefs in the city, but their meals crumbled the moment they touched his lips. Desperate, he sought healers and mystics, but none could cure his affliction. Rumors spread through Zafar that the great merchant Jabir had fallen under a powerful curse. Then, one night, he had a dream. In it, he stood in his shop, surrounded by endless gold, but his belly was empty, and his lips cracked with thirst. And there, at the door, stood the beggar. His voice echoed through the silence. A small piece of bread or a few coins. I have not eaten in days. Jabir awoke in a cold sweat, gasping. He remembered the beggar's words. Giving freely brings greater riches than hoarding gold. His heart pounded as realization struck him like a bolt of lightning. The beggar's return. At dawn, Jabir rushed to the marketplace, his once proud stature now bent with desperation. He searched the streets, asking everyone about the beggar, but no one had seen him. For weeks, Jabir searched, his hunger worsening. His wealth no longer brought him joy, only suffering. Then, one evening, as he wandered the outskirts of the city, he found the beggar sitting under a lone olive tree. Jabir fell to his knees before him. "Please, forgive me. I was blinded by greed. I have more gold than I could ever spend, yet I cannot enjoy a single meal. I beg of you, help me." The beggar looked at him with gentle eyes. "Do you now understand the curse of selfishness?" Tears streamed down Jabir's face. "Yes, I should have helped you that day. I was a fool. Please, tell me how to break this curse." The beggar smiled and reached into his tattered robe, pulling out a single piece of bread. He tore it in half and handed one piece to Jabir. "Eat," he said. With trembling hands, Jabir took a bite. For the first time in weeks, he tasted real food. His eyes widened as warmth spread through his body. The hunger that had tormented him vanished instantly. He looked at the beggar, who now radiated a strange golden light. Before Jabir's eyes, the beggar transformed into a luminous angel. "I was sent to test your heart," the angel said. "You failed once, but you have learned. True wealth is not in gold, but in kindness." Jabir wept with gratitude. "I swear, I will never turn away anyone in need again." The merchant's redemption. The next morning, Jabir returned to his shop and gave away half his fortune to the poor. He opened shelters, built wells, and fed the hungry. From that day on, his heart was lighter, and he never knew hunger again. And though he remained wealthy, he finally understood. True riches are not measured by what you have, but by what you give.